Welcome to From the Pilot Seat. Join me as we explore real aviation stories, lessons learned, and incredible flying machines. If you love flying or want to learn, hit subscribe and come along for the ride. For deeper insights, check out my books, Lessons from the Sky and From the Pilot Seat. They could make all the difference on your next flight.
Running from the southeast, will be 3 passes of the
After 2 years of planning from our first air show, it's awesome to be here with a bigger and better air show array and lineup. So, and a beautiful weekend and lots of people showing a whole lot of interest. So we're really pleased. Well, an event like this can't happen without a lot of sponsorship, a great amount of volunteers and a lot of goodwill from the people of Tauranga. So we have a debt of gratitude to the people that help us here. And at least 250 volunteers will be on the site all weekend. And they'll be working very hard to have a good air show, and hopefully they'll have a good time at the same time. Well, we've developed it from the last air show to classics of the sky, and so we're really pleased with the array of aircraft that go with our theme here of classic flyers, and starting with Tiger Moths. We've got 3 steermen on the airfield, they'll be doing a display. We'll have the Roaring 40s, of course, and the Yak team. We'll have many of the SAA aircraft doing their aerobatic displays and flypasts. We've got a pair of Spitfires. Along with all the other fighter planes, Corsair and Mustang, and 4 jets as well, Vampire, Strike Master, L-39 Albatross and A-37 Dragonfly. And then one of the highlights of the show that hasn't been flown for 4 years is the Hawker Hunter, which we've been working up over the last few months. The engineers have been very busy with it, and the pilot took it for a couple of test flights in the last 2 days, and it's going well, and it was a pleasure to see.
I've been working down here for several weeks now, just going through all the systems, making sure they all work, and getting it serviceable and flyable. I started off as an aircraft engineer with the Fleet Air Arm, and then I went into the RAF, and then back into the Fleet Air Arm, and then into Civvy Street. And when I retired, I happened to bump into an old friend of mine who owns Aerotechnology, and I said, I'm looking for a job. You got a job for me? And he said, yeah. He said, start Monday. He said, I've got a Hawker Hunter I want you to build. So that's what happened. I started work on Monday, and the Hawker Hunter became reality. And it was a pretty momentous occasion on the day it took off.
I've been enthusiastic about that kind of genre of jets for a long time, and just sort of kept an eye on what was being retired from service and what was available, and the airplanes that sort of appealed were of that genre, like the A4 Skyhawk or the F-86 Sabre or Hunter. And the Hunter just appeared to be the most appealing and most available of the three, and these were sort of, at least in the same hemisphere, they're in Singapore. So when they were retired from service at Singapore Air Force, they became available and I became interested. It was built in the late 50s, initially served with the RAF in a number of squadrons, including in RAF Germany. And then later, when I guess it was kind of been superseded by the Lightning and other aircraft, it was bought back from the RAF by Hawker Siddeley's, refurbished, and sold as kind of an export version to the Singapore Air Force. That was about 1972. Initially it was designed as a fighter, and later on, as it became superseded by faster aircraft, it went to fighter ground attack, and that was the role in the RAF this airplane had. The Singaporeans also used them mainly as a fighter aircraft, but also with a ground attack capability. To my mind, it's kind of hits a sweet spot in aircraft performance and development. If you go a stage further, or the next stage up in performance to this, you need an afterburner, which is a lot more complex, a lot more costly to run, and the handling qualities of the aircraft, afterburner aircraft, typically are less benign. If you go the next step down in performance, airplanes like perhaps the T-33 or the Strike Master or L-39, they tend to be heavy and unresponsive at high speeds. Additionally, they're all speed limited. When you get to 7 or 8 tenths of speed of sound on a straight wing jet, you enter compressibility and transonic shock waves, and you can lose control of the aircraft. This aircraft is just kind of in between those two. It's not supersonic in level flight, it doesn't have an afterburner, but you can go as fast as you like in it. There is, in its present configuration, effectively no speed limit. As fast as you can make it go, it's okay. You can go to 40,000 feet and point straight down full throttle. As long as you remember to miss the ground, you're in good shape.
The engine is a Rolls-Royce Avon and has a thrust of 10,160 pounds, which is pretty big for an aircraft of this size. So it pushes the aircraft along at quite a nice speed.
Additionally, you can do what you like with the throttle, slam it open, slam it closed. It doesn't mind. And the control harmony is just superb. It's, as I say, the controls are powered hydraulically, and so it's effortless to fly and responsive at 150 knots or 650 knots. So it's just sort of the best airplane I can think of to have as a private owner.
First started out gliding when I was about 13 or 14 in the Air Training Corps, and decided that's what I want to do for a career, so applied for the Air Force and joined in 1978. Got posted to strike off my wings course, so I'd flown the Strike Master on advanced part of the pilot's course, and so I got posted back to 14 Squadron on the op flight, did fighter lead-in conversion, and stayed there for about another 18 months before going to the A4. Yeah, I was quite surprised when Brett rang me up and said that he had bought this aircraft that had been in Australia. He asked me to teach him to fly it, which I'm doing. But then CAA required it to be test flown, so I did the test flying on it, which I had done in the Air Force as well. And by the time I got to do the test flying, it was 21 years and 2 months since between landings. It was good to get back into it, having grown up as a fighter pilot in the Air Force and flying these and A4s and everything gets in your blood, I suppose, and getting back into the low-level aerobatics. It's quite a contrast because I also display the Harvard and the Air Trainer. Quite a contrast to display those aeroplanes and do low-level aerobatics and then jump in the jet and do the same thing. Much bigger turning circles, so have much bigger performance range to work with. So it's been challenging doing all that because I'm just doing it part-time now, whereas before it was a full-time job.
Deck 46, thanks, and we might just bring your time forward a couple of minutes so you can be ready around 40.
Will do, thanks. And we'll be departing off 25 grass from the eastern end.
Roger.
A commercial pilot for an airline called Thomson Airways.
Oh, hello.
And I fly around the world in 767s and 757s. That's my job. My real love is this airplane here, which is a P-40E Kittyhawk, and it's based at Marston, and I've been involved in it for the last 5 years. It was delivered to Marston in 1942. This airplane is NZ3009, and it started its life or its career in the New Zealand Air Force. It was flown by 14 Squadron at Marston, and basically it didn't actually see any action in the war. It was later on rather sadly scrapped, left on a scrap heap for a considerable number of years, and it gently rotted away until someone decided they should save the old history, because there's a lot of airplanes were left New Zealand to go up to the Pacific War. This had a sister that went there, which was called the Wairarapa Wildcat, which was flown by Jeff Fiskin, who was a New Zealand ace. It's a fantastic story, the fact that it was there in 1942 and it's here in 2012, and it's still based there now, having been scrapped and then returned. I personally live in England, but I don't mind the journey to come here to come and fly it. The colour scheme on this particular airplane is a little bit odd in the fact that it's representing a Chinese airplane that was donated to the Chinese Air Force before the Americans got involved in the war to stop the invasion of the Japanese. This airplane represents the Flying Tigers, which were a volunteer group, hence the tiger on the side and the Chinese flags and the shark's teeth. The engine is an Allison. It's got half as many moving parts as a Rolls-Royce Merlin. It's a fantastic airplane, and the roll rate is very good. I demonstrated a 4-point roll, which not many Second World War fighters do. It rolls faster than a Spitfire, and it's just a great airplane to fly. Well, it was a fighter, a bomber, it did all sorts of things. It's got 6 guns. They did drop bombs, but it was more of a low-level fighter. Unfortunately, the engine wasn't particularly good at high altitude, so it was very good at low level, but not particularly at high level, which is why it went into every single theatre of war, all 5 theatres of war. It's got fantastic handling, it looks good, and as they say, if it looks good, it flies well.
Tauranga City Air Show.
Kittyhawks, roll when ready.
Roll when ready. Copy.
30 degrees, 18, gusting to 26, crosswind sitting at 5 knots, occasionally up to 12. Gyro formation cleared for the display. Bravo Delta, line up, runway 25.
25, extra Bravo Delta.
Echo 08, g'day. Just keep me updated. Glider's doing a display now. Duration about 5 minutes, then you'll be airborne on the back of that.
08, copy, thank you.
Hey, Sam, and we've got nothing to fill the gap between when you depart out to the west and do your run-in, so it'll just be straight into the display from out to the west there.
08, copy, thank you.
Jet formation, roger. Just hold. Fletcher's just going to be departing again very shortly.
Visibility 40 kilometres.
Jet formation, thanks. Hold. Fletcher's still got about 2 minutes to go.
Viewpoint QNH 1010, conditions suitable for a visual approach.
Juliet Alpha Alpha, no delay for the finish.
Visibility 40 kilometres, cloud, scattered 3,500 feet, temperature.
Lima Echo Tango, okay, will do, and we're looking now at about 6 minutes now.
Copy, thanks.
Juliet Alpha Alpha display. As quick as you can, Derek, to finish now.
The 0 degrees 1.
AFM, so he's breaking off this pass into the downwind to land.
Mako 04.
Mako 04 display.
Mako 04 is ready for departure at the fire station PB3 with 1010 for Pepper Mail 1.
Mako 04, roger. Lift your discretion now and cross both runways direct to the south, then carry out the Pathmar departure.
Lift our range discretion now and cross both to the south and then carry out the Pepper Mail 1 from that position. Mako 04.
AFM, no reported traffic.
Say again, 04.
There's no reported traffic.
I'm Simon Gold and this beautiful airplane is a Thunder Mustang. A Thunder Mustang is a 3/4 scale replica of the World War II P-51 Mustang. The difference is it's a bit smaller, but it's got all state-of-the-art gear in there. It's made of carbon fibre, so it's a lot lighter. It's still got a V12 engine, a Falconer V12 engine in there, 640 horsepower, which gives it more performance than the real P-51 Mustang. So this baby, below 10,000 feet, goes faster than a real P-51 Mustang, and that's kind of cool. Well, we formed a group called Kiwi Thunder, and 3 of us got together and we found this airplane which was in South Africa. We bought the airplane, brought it to New Zealand, and we did approximately another 1,500 hours with AvSpecs in Auckland so that we had a really superb airplane. Then it was time to fly. My dad used to fly P-51s in the Territorial New Zealand Air Force, so he was the right guy to get to do all the test flying and then teach us mugs how to fly it. There are 3 of us, Chris Bromley, Rob Burns and myself, so we need to learn how to fly it. So in that it's a dual control airplane, 2 seats, he can sit in the back and keep an eye on us. The Thunder Mustang is an absolute delight to fly. It's well harmonised, it flies like a fighter, it's light on the controls. Ergonomically sitting in the cockpit, it's like putting a glove on and going for a fly. Everything is just there. The visibility is sensational, beautiful roll rate. You know, what more can I say? She's a weapon. If you've got a need for speed, then you need a Thunder Mustang.
Tango Mike Golf, take off your discretion.
Tango Mike Golf, roll it. Right hand turn out.
Roger.
can't hear you, they can try and chase them up.
Alright, Mike X-ray Tango rolling, and will you tell me if the smoke is? Will do.
Car team on now. Looks like they're in position, and make your run-in now. Car team display, jets are running in.
love flying or want to learn, hit subscribe and come along for the ride. For deeper insights, check out my books, Lessons from the Sky and From the Pilot's Seat. They could make all the difference on your next flight.